Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new season of the Purposeful Life Show with your host, Adrian Starks. I'm excited to share some new updates of the show with you, starting with a new look, sound, and energy, as well as a variety of guests coming aboard with intriguing topics of conversation. I hope you enjoy the new level of energy that will be brought to the show. Thank you for all of your support since the very beginning in 2019. Wow, it's been 3 years already? Because of you, the Purposeful Life Show is now in the top 5% of all podcasts globally, and we aim to get it into the top 1%. Continue listening to the show and share it with others. You can also now listen to the show on my Facebook page at Adrian Starks, where you can comment in real time and communicate with me about your aha moments. Thank you again for all of your support, and let's make this one hell of a year and be purposeful about doing that. Wishing you all much love and success. This week, I want you to focus on when some experience probes or challenges you emotionally, to think about it, to allow it to flow through you, but don't take it personal. Take it as situational and let it flow. Let that shit go.
Welcome to the Purposeful Life Show on the Connect Now podcast with your host, Adrian Starks. If you're looking for the ideas that could be your breakthrough for change in your business, career, or personal life, then this podcast is for you. Join Adrian as he speaks on topics of personal and professional development for the person behind the business, and interviews a variety of entrepreneurs, business owners, and thought leaders to reveal their ideas and solutions to success and its challenges. Subscribe to the show and leave us a review. It's time to connect, learn, and grow.
Well, hello, everyone, my courageous creators of change out here in the world. Welcome back to the Purposeful Life Show on the Connect Now podcast. This is your host, Adrian Starks, and I'm excited to share another episode with you. And today is going to be one-on-one. Yeah, just you and me. More of an intimate time together. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and download this podcast into your favorite podcast platform, subscribe to the show, leave us a review, and let us know how we are doing. Speaking of how we are doing, how are you doing out there right now? Meaning, how is your week going? Hopefully for most of you that it's going pretty well, but for some of you, I know that you're probably dragging your feet right now, wishing this week would be over. And there are going to be a lot of weeks like that, which is why I want to have this conversation today with you. This process of letting shit go. And yeah, I cussed on this one here because from time to time, I've got to be real with you guys, okay? And bring the raw to you. So yes, you got to let shit go. There are going to be some days that will be much harder than others. It's going to be a complete drudgery for you. And one thing is going to compile into the next. And you're going to just think to yourself, why is all this happening at once? I mean, can I catch a break here? We all have weeks like that. No one is exempt from it. It feels sometimes like the clock itself is using its hands to kick your ass, literally. And you wish it would hurry up and just get it over and done with. But it seems to go slower and slower. The reason for this, I'm going to share this with you, is because you're not allowing that experience to flow through you. You're holding on to everything that is not going right for that day. And when you keep that emotion inside of you and you suppress it, it only builds upon the next emotion. And you find yourself rolling into the next situation with that same energy. And yes, it all comes back to you. What energy you're putting out into the environment. And I'm going to be real with you on this one here. I have my days. I'm not always the optimistic, upbeat, uplifting person that everyone thinks Adrian Starks to be. I choose to be that way, but I do have my moments because I'm human. I'm allowed to have some emotions. I'm allowed to have some setbacks. But here's the thing. I don't live in it. I don't allow myself to stay stuck in that position because I know I can change my emotions. Because emotions are only energy and motion. And there's a saying, wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. Think about that. Wherever your attention goes, your energy will flow. There are things that are beyond your control. I mean, things that you didn't do, but yet they're happening. So what do you do about that? Well, you allow yourself to understand that it's an experience and you just have to let that shit go because it's that simple. You hold on to an emotion for too long, it grabs a hold of you. And there is a legendary speaker. His name is Les Brown, and many of you know him. And I've come to really admire him over the years. And he's one of the main reasons why I stepped into the speaking game. But he says this: when things go wrong, don't go with them. When things go wrong, don't go with them. You're at work right now because a lot of people are going back to work because you have to. We have to get back to life. You're going to be around people who are going to test your will every single day because everyone is functioning off of their own story. And that story sometimes will intertwine with your story, and you have to separate the two. Maybe you're in a relationship right now, and your spouse, your partner, your friend, whoever it may be, they may not be on the same energetic level with you right now, and they may be having a down day. Well, don't get wrapped up in that. Support them, but don't get wrapped up in that energy because that's not yours. Someone says something rude to you. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Whatever it may be, there are going to be some things that are just going to get under your skin. And I'm asking you to allow it to probe you, to touch you, but not to annihilate you. You have way more self-control than to allow something outside of yourself to get in you and take over your inner control. That's when we become truly out of control. Today's lesson is very simple, and I'm going to say this over again. Let shit go. When something happens and you don't like it, allow that energy to flow through you, not to stay inside of you. There's a book by a great author named Michael Singer, and it's called The Untethered Soul. And he talks about a process of detachment, allowing things to flow through you, but not allowing them to stay inside of you. And this week, I want you to focus on when some experience probes or challenges you emotionally, to think about it, to allow it to flow through you, but don't take it personal. Take it as situational and let it flow. Let that shit go. I know this may sound weird again of hearing me curse, however you want to say it, on the microphone. But I've come to realize there are some things that we just have to keep simple, and we have to just bring it to layman terms because that's how people feel. They feel like shit is happening in their life. They feel like things are swirling all around them and they have no control, and they call it chaos. But here's my thing about chaos. Chaos is things coming apart that you truly do not understand for things to come together that eventually you will understand and come to appreciate. The process of life is actually quite a comedy, but it's very unique. Think about this. If life told you, hey, you want this thing in your life, you want this experience, you want this type of lifestyle, you want this type of relationship, you want this type of career, well, I'm going to have to break you down and to put you through some discomforts called pain, called stress, called frustration in order for you to get this. Do you think that you guys would raise your hand and say, yes, that's me, that's me? That wouldn't happen. You would shun away from it, and that shunning would cause you not to grow forward. And everything in nature is designed to grow to its fullest capacity. And you as a human being, you're designed to do that too. However, in order to get to that part of your life where you can expand, you can grow, you can achieve, you can experience more, you got to let some shit go. You got to let go of some past experiences and let them be past experiences. When you try to relive the past, whether that was 5 minutes ago, 5 hours ago, 5 days ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 years ago, no matter what the time frame is, you're actually stopping yourself from living in the present and creating a better future for yourself. It's all about energy at the end of the day. And I want you all, my courageous creators, my change makers out here to get real with yourself and to step up into your truth, to step into your courage and step out here in the world and be that better version of yourself. But you can only do that when you let shit go. Don't let things hold on to you and drag you. Release them. Appreciate whatever experience that was for what it was. whether that was a good or not so good experience, because every experience gives you a lesson, and it's up to you to use that powerful organ in your head called the brain to learn from that lesson of that experience. And you can only do that when you let shit go. Whether you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, side gig enthusiast, a person working a 9-to-5 looking to exit it or to move up in the echelons of command, whatever it may be, along your journey, you're going to have to develop the art of feeling things, but not allowing them to control you. That is where your power comes from, inner control. But that inner control can only happen when you let shit go. I want you to start doing that right now. Challenge yourself this week. And when something comes up, you don't like it, it's an experience, something happens, just say, I got to let that shit go. Have an amazing week, everyone. Now let's go out there and make some change.
Thank you for listening to the Purposeful Life Show on the Connect Now podcast with your host, Adrian Starks. Subscribe to the show and connect with us on Facebook and Instagram. Learn more about us by visiting our website at cnbn.ca. Go to connectnowpodcast.com to be inspired by more life-changing content. Let's connect, learn, and grow.